Hey, I'm Jake, and today I'm talking about the drawings I did for Inktober 2021. Hey, so I started Inktober back in 2009. I've done it every year since then, except for one. I missed 2010 because I had an accident where I broke my face. It's a long story. We'll get into that another day. But every year from basically 2011 on, I've used Inktober as a way to find a project or to finish a project or to find my way into a project. So it's either telling a story or doing concept art for a story that I've wanted to do, or it's having like a contained sort of world that I've made where I've explored the characters, I've explored the environments. And this year was no different from that. This year I wanted to explore the Skull Chaser universe and who the characters were, and kind of through these drawings find their personality a little bit more, a little bit better, because my goal in 2022 is to actually sit down and draw the stinking comic. Enough of this pushing it off, actually like finishing it. So some of you might say, well, why don't you just do the comic for Inktober? Yeah, I don't know, I probably should have. I think moving forward, I kind of feel like I've outgrown Inktober, like this art challenge thing a little bit, and instead of spending my time doing a challenge, I should really be like spending a month like really doing a real project, something that could be published. So I might do that in the future, but let's get down to this. Let's look at these characters and see who they are and how I use the prompt to inspire me to draw what I drew. Okay, so let's look at the prompt list first here. I did 24 of the 31 prompts. I just didn't have time to get to a few of these. You know, life gets in the way, and Inktober challenge, doing any art challenge isn't the most important thing. So I just kind of rolled with it, and if I skipped, if I missed it, I just skipped it and moved forward and picked up where I left off. So the first day was Crystal, and what I did was I actually did this series of Crystal drawings with a character called the Starcatcher, okay? And I did this one first. This was the first one that I did, and I was like, I remembered that I had to do a few pieces for a gallery show at Nucleus in Portland. And I thought, well, let's just make it sort of like a triptych. We'll do these three Crystal drawings and use this Starcatcher character. This character is a guy that I came up with like 2 years ago or 3 years ago for Inktober, for an Inktober t-shirt design, and also for like a print for the Art Snacks box. And I keep coming back to him. I keep drawing him every year, and I'm not sure how he fits into the Skull Chaser universe, other than I think he's some sort of like meta-human where he exists on a different plane, and he kind of goes around collecting strange space phenomena, and who knows what and for why, but I think he's going to be important to the story at some point. What you can see, these two are actually prints. These aren't the originals. That's why their color's a little bit off. The originals are in Portland at the gallery, so I just printed out a couple of prints of these to be able to show them for this video. But you can see here I'm using this this halftone pattern on a lot of my Inktober drawings, and this is just manga screen tone. You can order it online, and you cut it out and apply it to the drawing after you've inked it, and it gives it these nice gradients. Okay, so that was day one. I did 3 drawings for day one. Definitely couldn't keep that up, but I had to do the art for the show, so that's why I did the 3. So that was Crystal. Day 2 is Suit, and I did Skull Chaser here as a sort of like a gangster, I don't know, or a businessman. The two kinds of people that wear suits, or maybe he's some sort of well, regardless. I just wanted to see what it would look like. He would look like in a suit, and give it sort of this. I don't know, give him sort of like a cool edge to him. I guess it was fun, and I don't know that he actually wears a suit in the comic, if he will do that or not, but it might be a cool situation where he has to dress up and go to a wedding or something. Who knows? That was day 2. Day 3 is Vessel, and for this drawing, I wanted to do Star Princess Avon. She's a character who Skull Chaser have sort of an intertwined past, though they don't know it, but though they figure it out later. But I wanted to figure out what her vessel was, her spaceship, what it might look like. She's in the bounty hunting scene. She has this, she likes to use missile launchers, and she has different missiles that do different sorts of things. But I wanted to give her a ship that was kind of bulky and chunky and looked like something not super sleek or stylized, but something that looked a little utilitarian. So that's why I went with this. She, I think, just an idea, Missile Mouse loves missiles as well. I think they're going to become best friends, if not involved with each other. We'll see. Okay, day 4 is not. And the idea that came to my mind was, with the Inktober prompts, you don't have to, or with any sort of art challenge that has a prompt, I think level 1 is to just draw what the prompt says. So if the prompt says apple, your first inclination is to draw an apple. And if you want to get more creative and go deeper, you try to find connections. What does that thing inspire? What is it? What kind of drawings are maybe unexpected but tangentially related to the thing. And so that's what happened here. Is not I thought of all the wires and all of the components that are inside of this robot of Catbot, all tangled in knots and whatnot. And that's what inspired this drawing. I wanted to do him with sort of this him on like an like this hero shot of him, and then like this background shot of him on like an operating table, and you could see the mechanism that powers the whole thing. Looking at this again, like this head is a little too big for this. These proportions are a little off. I think I'd like to keep this head a bit smaller when I draw him for the comic. But yeah, so that's Catbot. Catbot is my idea for him is that he's like this this robot that's gained sentience, sort of like Johnny Five from Short Circuit, and he just joins this team to help out Skull Chaser and Star Princess. There's a little bit more background to him. He's tied in with the Missile Mouse universe. I don't want to spoil anything yet, but that's where we're at with Catbot. And speaking of Missile Mouse, I brought him back for day 5. Day 5 is Raven, and I thought Raven would be a cool name for a spaceship, and so I designed Missile Mouse as like his space ship that he uses. It's sort of like a fighter ship, but it also has, he can like dig down into here and have, there's some life support stuff. He can like sleep down in this bay, if he's on a long, sort of like a long space trip. Missile Mouse, when I designed him back in high school, he had this helmet, and I gave him like my modern take or my contemporary take on what that helmet would look like. That helmet originally was in high school, was inspired by Spaceman Spiff, and so this is me like taking it into this century and seeing if I could make that work for him. So yep, this is Missile Mouse. He is, if you ever read the Missile Mouse books, this Missile Mouse takes place 10 years after the last Missile Mouse book, and he's seen some action. He got a notch taken out of his ear at some point. Not sure how that happened. He might even not be affiliated with the organization that he was a part of before. What's it called? The Galactic Security Agency. He might be solo now. I'm not sure yet, but that's Missile Mouse for day 5. Day 6, Spirit. The only thing I could think of for this was I really had a hard time this when I thought, well, let's go back to the Starcatcher, and here he is. He cracked open some sort of asteroid here, and this spirit, this ghost, space ghost thing, like manifests outside of it and hands him another crystal. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I really liked doing this one. Okay, day 7, Fan. I really had a hard time coming up with an idea for this one, and ultimately I thought, well, what if a fan was the propellers, the propeller for some sort of space vehicle? So that's what inspired this. And he would have like either he stole this and like he's using it to get away, and maybe there's like some place that he's like broken into, and this is what all the security people drive. They fly these like Hawk machines or something. So that's sort of my idea there. This was definitely inspired by one of the vehicles from He-Man. I forget which one it was called. I think in the comic version, I'll eliminate the propeller and just have it be like some sort of futuristic exhaust thing, because this is very dangerous. You lean back too hard and you're going to get chopped up. All right, day 8, Watch. For this one, I thought, why not have Skull Chaser surrounded by monitors? He's watching all of them. They're floating, maybe in his headquarters or his secret hideout. He's got all these monitors to kind of keep him. He's in the bounty hunting scene as well, so he's got, he has to keep tabs on what's going on in current events and where the next job is going to be. And so that was my idea there with that. Okay, day 9, Pressure. I actually skipped this day and because I didn't have time to finish it, and I went back and did this later. So it wasn't done in the timeline of, on day 9. I did it later. But the idea here with this one is he's the same race as Hyde in the first Missile Mouse book. I don't know if you remember Missile Mouse's partner in Missile Mouse Star Crusher, but they're like these blue alien guys that sort of have these bat features on their face, and so he's the same, comes from the same planet there. The idea is he's the professional. He is so good at his job. He is in the bounty hunting world. He's got, because he's successful, he's able to afford all the gadgets, all the cool stuff. He's got this sweet looking ride that he can pick things up with the handle, with the grappling thing. He's got this massive gun that I think sucks your soul out of you or something. I'm not sure exactly, but the reason he's for the word pressure is because I feel like when he's after you, you're under a lot of pressure. So that's where I came to that. Day 10 is Pick, and I wanted to do Trunk. Trunk is a moon troll, and he works as for a mining company on one of the moons, and I wanted to do like a futuristic rock pick. So he uses that to break through the rock, and yeah, I mean that's his honest job. He also gets caught up in the underground crime scene to take care of certain things, to help out Skull Chaser when needed. He and Skull Chaser are friends and partners, but they weren't at first. They sort of come to it later. And I just realized a piece of this halftone got off the spot, so I'm gonna have to just slide it over and put it where it goes. It goes right here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but this stuff is sticky, but sometimes not sticky enough. All right. Day 11 was Sour. And for this day, I did an entire comic page. I just wanted to draw a comic, and I was sort of having a bad day that day, and I just wanted to spend all day drawing. And so I said no to everything else and drew this comic, and I felt so much better afterwards, this comic page, because I hadn't drawn a comic page in well over a year, and it was just grating on me, and I felt like I was not, like I'd lost the touch. And so this was me to like get back in there, see if I could do a comic page again. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I posted the actual finished one on my Instagram account with the word bubbles in it. But essentially, Sour inspired me to have Skull Chaser want to have a lemonade after a hard day. And then, you know, a bully shows up and you know, tries to mess with them. And I added a new character angle to Skull Chaser, in that his eye can actually catch on fire and flame out, and perhaps it even can like peer into your soul, or to see into some sort of dimension where it can see your future, your past, your present, your memories, things that haven't happened yet. And when he's peering into you, like, you feel it and it freaks you out, and you don't want to mess with Skull Chaser. So that was the idea there with that one. Okay, day 12, Stuck. This one was, what if Skull Chaser's in some sort of predicament, and he's got like these security like binder things wrapped around him, tentacle things. So yeah, that was that one. Day 13, Roof. Wanted to really do something cool for this one. So I had Skull Chaser running away from like this giant monster that broke through the roof, and you know, maybe he was like trying to escape, like trying to like get this, maybe this monster was like smaller, like in a jar or something, and he was trying to steal it, and some sort of like chemical chain reaction happened, and the thing explodes to like its huge size, and now it's a huge problem for Skull Chaser. Day 14, Tick. Yeah, I just went straight forward and drew a giant alien tick that's like coming after Skull Chaser. Nothing fancy there. You can't do something awesome every day. Okay, then I skipped 15, 16, 17, 18 and went to 19, day 19, and did Loop. And this is a character I came up with a couple years ago. It's like a Space Witch character, and she's got a futuristic broom. And if you have drawings 5, you could see the first original drawing of her on the table of contents page. So this was like the first drawing I did of her. She's maybe affiliated with Starcatcher. I'm not sure. This was the second drawing I did of her. And then this is, I think, the third or fourth drawing I did of her. But key elements of her, she's got this spacesuit with sort of a witch's pointy hat component tied into it, which kind of matches Starcatcher. She's got the futuristic space broom, and then she's got this little like ball character who follows her around, which is supposed to be like her cat, her pet cat. You know how witches have from Harry Potter, they all have like an animal that goes with them. This one, it's a robot. So there's the Space Witch or the Star Witch. Don't have a name for her yet, but she definitely is going to play a role in the Skull Chaser comic on some level. You know, might just start out as a background character, but there might be like a full issue devoted to her. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, well, let's add some more characters to the Skull Chaser universe. So for day 20, Sprout, I did these two like plant characters, and they're growing a little baby, and they're like astonished that this baby has burst through the ground already, 2 weeks early. So that's kind of the idea there. Day 21, Fuzzy. I thought, let's add fur to a creature that isn't known to have fur. And so I thought, let's have like a giant land crab covered in fur. And then let's put a character on them, like maybe they're friends or they work together or something like that. this guy, after I drew him and inked him, I thought, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to bring back Lasuka, which was a character from the second Miss Mouse book, who's kind of like a frog character. So I wish I had done that. I wish I had drawn him or somebody from his planet as that, and I might change that in the future. Okay, day 21. Oh no, day 23. I skipped 22. Leak. So Skull Chaser inspecting a leak inside his ship. Or maybe it's inside, you know, I don't know where it is. He's checking a leak out. So there's that one. Okay, day 24, extinct. I had to do a dinosaur, at least one dinosaur during this whole thing. So Skull Chaser is on some planet and he's encountered a T-Rex of some, like a genetically modified T-Rex or something. And is he going to run? Is he going to fight? Who knows? But I wanted it to have like atmosphere to it and be kind of creepy and cool. Okay, day 25, Splat. So the idea with this one was I wanted to draw a cool like Trans Am, or I guess it's a Firebird, a futuristic souped up Firebird that Skull Chaser would drive. And I thought, what if a bird, you know, a space bird, a weird alien bird had landed on it, and Skull Chaser's like, you better not poop on this thing. So the word splat inspired that. Okay, 26, Connect. Wanted to do Star Princess Avon again, draw her on a motorcycle. I was itching to draw a motorcycle. So perhaps she has a motorcycle that once she lands, she can use the motorcycle to travel around a planet. She's got this device that's trying to connect back to her ship, but it's having a hard time finding the signal. So Connect inspired that, which, I don't know, I just wanted to draw this, and I tried to tie that back into the prompt. Okay, 27, Spark. This is Blazing Bat, and if you read the second Missile Mouse book, Blazing Bat gets eaten by a lava monster, and I brought him back. He is now way more machine than man, or than bat. He's scarred. He is just kind of sort of a berserker type of character, and you do not want to mess with him. So his whole thing now is to get revenge on Missile Mouse. So that's what's going on there with him. Skip 29 and 30. Day 28, Crispy. So I actually did two of these. I did a black and white version. This is the original ink one, and then I scanned that in and printed it out on this toned paper because I wanted to do grays and whites and see what that would look like. So yeah, so this is Crispy. Skull Chaser ran into some sort of giant scorpion thing, and luckily he had his flamethrower with him and fried it. He might eat it later, who knows. And then lastly, day 31, Risk. Skull Chaser is risking his life to try not to get eaten by some sort of weird monster who clearly is very hungry for this character. So that's it. That is the 24 drawings I did for Inktober 2021. All of these I actually just sold on my original shop, my original art sale in my shop this last week. So these are all going to someone else's home to hopefully be on their walls or in their collection, because I needed the money, and B, they're just going to sit in my flat file here at my home, and I'd much rather, if somebody really wants it, to be able to have it in their collection and have something they can look at and they can own, and it sort of connects them with my art and hopefully connects us together somehow. So art sale, I only do those, last one was 18 months ago. I want to do them a little bit more consistently, so I'm shooting for like twice a year now instead of every 2 years or every 18 months. All right. I talked a lot about Missile Mouse in this book, and if you are interested in Missile Mouse, there are 2 Missile Mouse books available. These things are 2 of the most favorite books, projects, anything that I've ever done, these 2 comics. Put a lot of heart and soul and blood and sweat and tears into these things. So go check them out. They're good, fun space adventure stories. Missile Mouse is like he's like a secret agent, kind of like they're kind of like a Mission Impossible type of thing in space with sort of in like a Star Wars universe with crazy alien characters. So check them out. This one is out of print. You can get them on eBay. You can get older copies or used copies on Amazon, I think. So look out for those. This one, there's plenty of these. I think they keep printing these. So go ahead and buy those. And also from my own shop, Drawings 5 is available. This book has been out for a year now. It collects all of my drawings from the previous couple years, I think, on that. I'm gearing up to do probably a drawing 6, but not before I finish doing some sort of Skull Chaser comic. So I might be doing a Kickstarter in the spring with both drawing 6 and a Skull Chaser comic happening at the same time. But if you want this is available now, and they ship out weekly from my house here, from this office. So that's it. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.